From Bundoran to the Rosses, in his shoulder to Dunlow. We're walking tall in Donegal, where everybody knows. We're in our first All-Ireland, and we won't give up till we cross the bridge at Lifford with the Sam Maguire Cup. When we came out of Ulster, we left them all behind. We beat Cavan and Fermanagh, and everything looked fine. When we met the men from Derry, they gave us no chance at all. But the scoreboard read 2 points ahead when the ref called for the ball. From Bundoran to the Rosses, in his shoulder to Dunlow. We're walking tall in Donegal, where everybody knows. We're in our first All-Ireland, and we won't give up till we cross the bridge at Lifford with the Sam Maguire Cup. Then came the semi-final, we met Mayo from the west. They said we could not beat them, for they were far the best. They said we had no answer for the man they call Mícheál, but Matt Gallagher ran round him like a small boat in a gale. From Bundoran to the Rosses, in his shoulder to Dunlow. We're walking tall.
Back to the Dubs, Sean Boyle, and I don't remember enjoying an occasion of football here at Croke Park for a long, long time like that.
It was quite extraordinary. You had 17 or 18 heroes there for Donegal. They were absolutely phenomenal, and I'm absolutely delighted for them. It's a wonderful occasion, and it's lovely to be part of history to see it.
John, in a word, did Donegal play above themselves today, or did Dublin just simply not play to their potential?
I think they played as good as they had played in Ulster. Certainly we didn't see the true Donegal team in the All-Ireland semi-final. Certainly they were magnificent today, every single one of them. I recall a well-known football manager said a couple of weeks ago that a Dublin win in the All-Ireland would be good for the game. I think certainly Donegal winning today is very good for the game. Delighted to see them winning.
Right, John. Well, right now we can go to the Triumphal dressing room where Jim Carney is standing by to talk to some of the heroes of the day for Donegal.
This is the glittering prize. This is the glittering prize that all Donegal has waited for. Matt Gallagher, it's in his arms. He loves it, he's not giving it up. Barry Cunningham nearest to me. Martin McHugh has just come into the dressing room. Brian Murray's there too, on one leg, but we'll talk about that in just a moment. Barry Cunningham, first of all, you played a wonderful part when you came in.
Well, like I said, after coming on in the semi-final, I got the chance that probably 50,000 Donegal people wanted, at that time, is to come on in an All-Ireland final, and I knew that I was just going to run myself onto the ground to try and bring this baby back to Donegal.
Can you put into words how it feels?
Not at this stage, it hasn't sunk in yet, I just can't believe it. You're afraid to think about it before the game, what it'd be like to win. And right now I can't believe it.
Well done, Barry, you played your part. Thanks. Matt Gallagher, fullback, you've had some year and you've crowned it today.
Yeah, well, as Barry says, it's just so hard to believe that we have Sam. The bother now is they're never going to get it back. Never, we're going to keep it. It's been a fabulous year, but fabulous years are no good unless we win. It's all about success. Yep. On a personal level, I've done well, I've played my part in the team. But this was a squad effort all the way, to the lads who didn't get on and to the lads who did get on. And, everybody's played their part. And there's been a family atmosphere, and that has helped us. It's just fabulous to see Molloy going up and picking her up.
Well done, well done. Anthony Molloy, congratulations. Now the semi-final was wonderful for you two.
Very much so.
Beating Mayo, you led Donegal, the county, to its first ever All-Ireland final. But you wanted to go the whole way.
Yeah, it's a great feeling. There's no doubt about that, Jimmy. We came up here, we had great belief within ourselves, and we've done the business out there today.
And I know that you were confident.
That is right. I want to get over Mayo, once you got that old barrier behind us. We came in today, I think we had a lot less pressure on us today coming into this match, and I think we played some great football out there.
Exhibition stuff, the crowd loved it, and I think all over the world they loved it, yes. Tommy Ryan, can I just have a brief word with you? Congratulations.
Thanks.
You didn't make the starting line-up today, but you look a happy man. Well done, that's wonderful spirit.
It doesn't make any difference who plays, as long as we have that bit of silverware home, that's what's most important.
Well
and we
done.
have it, and that's what counts. And I don't know how you're going to get it back from us.
That's wonderful spirit. Martin McHugh, I want to shake your hand. All lovers of football have admired your play for a long, long time, and today the game of your life. Can you put into words how you feel?
Well, I'm just over the moon. There's times when we didn't think this was going to happen, and it hasn't sunk in yet at all. But these bunch of lads here, best bunch of fellas that ever trained to win anything, and it's great to have it. And to the people back at home, we're to get that back to you tomorrow night. We've done it for you, so they're not up here, as well as the people who are here, and we've done it for the whole of Donegal.
Endeavour to be played, won by Limerick. When they returned home, even though it was the first All-Ireland ever, they received a terrific welcome, as they did all over Limerick for the following year. Since then, up to the beginning of this year, the names of 14 other counties were added to the list of All-Ireland winners. This year, the name of Donegal was added to the list to make it 16 in all. Agus na gashgig a yenesh in the Donegal, tá siad reig le tachtos for goirinish. I want the greatest welcome of all time for the Donegal team, All-Ireland champions 1992, led into the showmer by Anthony Molloy on captain. Gravina mahagif shine an falte ifiguid. Taisagam gwil okras olive, so buanam glaech an dochtuir o hegertig to say grace before meals Mícheál a gochtuir.
Prantnish at Timothy Hahu otherwise Trechli Star German. Amen. And then you have August and Vicky August and Spirit in here.
Point of the night is out. You'll be dazzled by them. Tá sé chaim doir. As bwalem godur for a real good hearing to all the speakers. And I can see at the coming county conventions all over the country that there'll be a wholesale sacking of chairmen this year. And the reason is this. Danny Murphy of Down was elected chairman of his county in 1991. They won the All-Ireland in his first year as chairman. Noel McCall became chairman of the Donegal County Board a year ago, and Donegal won the All-Ireland. So we can send a warning out to all chairmen all over the country, be ready for a coup against you in the next few weeks. Parent and Caird Kind Owen. And he never knew 12 months ago that he'd have to make so many speeches in so many places. Could he give fault to special to him? Cahir lag for Kunde Gunangaul, Noel McCool.
Arathi Uchtran Common Luclas Gale Uchtran Kogalalu Uchtran Common Luclas Gale Sakomdi Shaw Na hi in the special de agus a gwyniwish le golair. Is ook het special de is Shaw da Common Luclas Gale Sakomdi Shaw Maar durt Arathi Riven Bele Keir sa Carr Bli an a Hun One limna and head corn. Lakshan Mícheál ama orinne and corn al. ach nuair a fuair é ná bhuair muid sasú agus pléisiir ar dóigh as an corn a bheits a chundaí seo. President of the GAA Peter Quinn agus a bhean, Archduchar Mícheál agus a bhean, President of the Ulster Council Brian McLarnon, Secretary of the Ulster Council Michael Feeney, Bishop Hegarty, President of the GAA in Donegal, and guests. This is indeed a very special occasion for the GAA in Donegal. At the beginning of this year, many people were of the opinion that after last year's Ulster final, that we had blown it. There would have been very few people that would have told you on the week before Christmas that we would be here in the Mount Errrigal presenting All-Ireland medals. It's a terrific honour to say that at last we have broken that barrier, that we are All-Ireland champions. And to the very special guests, the panel of 26 players, I say, very well done, lads. The third Sunday in September was very special. That was the day that we won Sam. And if you're looking very closely up here, you'll see no Sam. We haven't lost him, or we haven't given him back. Sam was at a very special function last night in Dublin. Seamus Boner and Brian Murray were to be here with Sam. They haven't made it due to the condition of the roads. So I apologise to everybody that Sam is not here. But then this night is not about presenting Sam or receiving Sam. It's about 26 people receiving the first All-Ireland medals that ever came into this county. Now, rest assured, they are not the first people from Donegal to receive All-Ireland medals. We honoured one of them at the Mícheál this year, Columba McDyer, who won an All-Ireland medal with Cavan. We were hoping that Chris Hegarty, who was a member of the Mayo panel, would have been here. He intimated to us, he is here. Would you please stand up, Chris? Chris has an All-Ireland medal. He's away down there at the bottom. I'm sorry, Chris, we had a place reserved for you up here, but later on we hope that you will meet our panel of players. Delighted to have you. He came from Charlestown in Mayo today. So thank you very much, Chris, for coming. Since we won Sam, we have received very many honours. Indeed, any honour that was to be awarded in Gaelic football, we have picked it up. I'm not going to run through them, but just briefly to congratulate Brian McEniff in receiving the Manager of the Year award. And Martin McHugh on getting a double award, the Players' Player of the Year and the Texaco Award. These boys are down in front of me. It's their night, and all I can see is boys pointing at watches, so I'm going to be as brief as I can. I want to thank all our sponsors. The Farati has already mentioned them, but I want to in particular thank our main sponsors, Radio na Gaeltaide, agus Triumphal, the Mafir Wia, Don Oriocht a Hug of Doing, Don Ihe Shaw, Gorached Maigov. to Radio Nageltade and the other radio stations within the county and the press, I want to thank you publicly tonight for the tremendous amount of time, space and coverage that you gave us on the run-up to the All-Ireland and the festivities that have taken place afterwards. You have been a credit to your profession as newsmen, and I thank you most sincerely from everybody in the county board, but particularly on behalf of the players. I also want to thank all the clubs, and most of the clubs are here represented tonight, because in the lead up we had quite a time trying to rearrange fixtures and everything else. All clubs cooperated with us, and I want to thank you, and you can feel proud that you were also a contributory factor in bringing Sam to this county. We have many special guests here tonight, and I have already mentioned Uachtaran Common Lucas Gael, Peter Quinn agus a Van, and the Archsteward, Liam Mulvihill agus a Van. We have the President of the Ulster Council, Brian McLarnon. We also have Michael Feeney, the Secretary of the Ulster Council, and indeed, in Dublin last night, there was no prouder man than Michael Feeney when he saw 10 Ulster men walking up to get awards last night. It was a tremendous night, not alone for Donegal, but for the whole province of Ulster. We also have Father Dan Gallogly, Uachtaran Co Meath, the Fáilte Roads Fástahar, to our own representative in Crow Park, Maura Graham, Fáilte Road, Arish Awara, Viduigan Kelly, agus Ruddaby, a Higlihi sé Yanu, dan Humpty Shaw, Jananshi A, Fáilte Road, Awara. We also have the chairman of the Down County Board, Danny Murphy, here present. I thank him for coming. I know that they intended to hold on to Sam for a few more years, but we're delighted, Danny, that you've come along to celebrate with us on this night, and thank you for coming. We also invited the chairperson of the Dublin County Board, Con Clark, and Tommy Carr, the team captain, to come here tonight as our guests, and they haven't arrived, so I would say they have run into the same problems as Seamus Boner and Brian Murray have. But we know that they had intended to come, and I just want to mention that fact that we had invited them. To all the public representatives here, Ara in the Gaeltade, agus Namara, Pat the Cope O'Gallagher, agus a Van, to Fáilte Rove, Dr. James McDade, who was for many years medical officer with the county board, is here present, and to all the other public representatives we say a hearty welcome. Finally, I would like you to give a very warm welcome to the grand old man of Donegal GAA, Las Uachtaran Common Lucas Gael sa Condi Shaw, Pádraig McEniff agus a Van. I suppose no one walking on to the stage to collect the All-Star Awards on behalf of themselves, but particularly on behalf of this county. To those 7, I say very well done. They were richly deserved, and I know that indeed we could have had 8 or we could have had 9, but to the 7 of you, enjoy them, because like the film The Magnificent 7, there ran a sequel to that, The Return of the 7. I know that your colleagues, lads, it's not the return of the 7 they're thinking about, it's the replacement of the 7 with another 7 Donegal fellas next year. We're delighted that the players, the bulk of them are here present. As I mentioned, Brian Murray is not, and Seamus Boner, selector, is not. But they always say behind every good man is a good woman. And I know that the wives and the girlfriends, in some cases, and in particular, in a few cases, the mammies, have done tremendous jobs in making sure that these fellas got sufficient sleep leading up to the All-Ireland. They're not able to control them as well since the All-Ireland, but to the wives, the girlfriends and the mammies, they were the people who did all the laundry for these guys when we were out 1, 2, 3 and maybe 4 times a week. We're delighted to see all you ladies here, and we hope that you'll enjoy and share in the success that these boys have achieved, and in particular that they'll be decent enough to present you all with the All-Ireland medals they've won. Thank everybody for coming. I know the conditions weren't great coming here tonight. We're delighted to see so many people made it. As I said, it's a very historic occasion for the county, one that we'll always cherish. Many of us dreamt, thought we would never see it, but we have broken the hoodoo. We are All-Ireland champions, and as we have said often enough, we have the panel of players to go out there and repeat that success next year. So boys, enjoy the Christmas, because after Christmas it's down to the basics, hard work again. Finally, I would like to thank all my fellow officers in the county board for the tremendous amount of work that they have put in this year, the year of Sam. When we were going to the All-Ireland final, there was a marvellous banner across as we approached the village of Petticoat. Ulster says Sam. And when we arrived back on the Monday night, we went up to Petticoat on Tuesday morning, our first port of call, and that banner had been replaced with another banner, Ulster has Sam. And I think that's maybe is very fitting that it was an achievement for Ulster, and God knows Ulster football for a long time had been the poorer of all the provinces. We have certainly proved it this year when we almost did a clean sweep. So we intend to be the kingpins in Ulster next year again. Danny, I know you'll have other ideas, but hopefully that we can get the show together again. And to all you people who supported us, I hope that when 1993 comes, that you'll show that general support. And to the people who went out there and worked on behalf of the county board, particularly the supporters club, they did a tremendous amount of work all year. They will be starting looking for members, recruiting again in the new year, and I hope you support them. To the supporters club, I say, Goromaigav. Finally, to the hotel, I want to thank Terry McEniff and all his staff for the excellent meal they've provided for us here tonight. Agus Morocco scored Foreign the Falch Roadsa Arati, Mícheál, Tazagum, Gwil, Tuas and Tivella, den Cheer, Agus Gwil Sun, Ugat sa Glas agus Orga, Apnur one Medina and Crave, Vitu and Shasa Kundi, Le Falcha of Roan, Agus a Nocht Tatu and Shaw, Le Cudulin, the Bun, a Hort on the Hemorari, Ta Foreign the Falch Road, the Mícheál, Agus Goromaigav Zuktan.
If you're getting impatient for a look at those All-Ireland medals, maybe Chris Hegarty would pass his along the tables. I won't guarantee, though, that we'll return to you, Chris. And Céad Caint O'Reilly, since he was elected president of the GAA at the Congress of 1990, there's no occasion, big or small, that has anything to do with the GAA in any part of the country that he will not attend. Tá a déanamh tagad the Uachtaráin Cumann Glasgael, Padar O'Keane, then a déanamh will anna áilse remain sohanna Uachtaráin Cumann Glasgael, Peter Quinn.
Gur maigad a bhíhall. A Cahirlí agus Offaigí agus Imróí Dúnanál, a Hirna Aspi, a Iana Specialta agus a Cordiala idir Claras Tua. Tá áhas orm bheith láthar an seo le pobl Dúnanál agus sibh bailí le chéile chun bua ionach a ceiliúrú agus chun ómos a thabhairt don fern a bhain an bua sin. Gasca bhí an. Gasca a cór bród Connolly Enoch an cearn den condi seo agus Enoch áit fud an dóan go bhfuil Muircheartaigh Dúnanál ina gcónaí an. Gasca a cór bród Gael Uile na Hulú. Gasca a thug misneach agus spríd agus féin creidimh do pobl Tír Conal. Gón có gorgeous live na Imróí, Offaigí Custon Condi, an Banistóir agus na Réanóirí, agus gach duine eile ar ó buinsear bí acu leis an bua seo agus an luch lanúna ach go háirithe. If we merely gathered here tonight to celebrate a famous victory, to honour those who fashioned that victory, and to bask in the glory of this year's success, we could do it well and fittingly without a word of a speech. For everything that needs to be said has been said, was said by 16 players on the sod of Croke Park on the 3rd Sunday of September. Their achievements made all Donegal men and women, all GAA people in the province of Ulster, proud. And they're still proud. And those of us who come from the province are proud of them. Still proud that the Sam Maguire Cup rests in Ulster for the 2nd successive year. I'd just like to say a couple of things to you here. Firstly, a victory like this raises morale in a way that no other sort of sporting success can. Whatever else may be said about the GAA, and at different times lots of things are said about it, some favourable and much unfavourable. But whatever else is said, success by the local county or the local club raises the morale of the entire people, of the whole community, in a way that no other type of sporting success can emulate. We must cherish that morale boosting capacity that the GAA has. This year, Donegal men and women are prouder, they're more confident, they're more self-assured than they were a year ago. Being a Donegal person and being able to identify with Donegal's achievements has become more important. We should be proud of our association's contribution in that direction. And that pride and confidence brings with it other social and economic benefits. Donegal is a better place as a result. A better place economically, with more economic activity. And there's a lot of research undertaken by those who study such matters, which proves conclusively that success in sports like this have phenomenal economic benefits for the area from which the support and the players come. I compliment all who contributed to that success and to the bringing of those benefits to Donegal. To the players who gave everything they could in the quest for success. To the manager and the selectors, who sometimes get blamed when things go wrong, indeed invariably get blamed when things go wrong, and who are therefore entitled to share in the success when success comes. And success doesn't come by chance. Success comes as a result of leadership both on the field and off the field. And on the field this year, Donegal had a leader in their captain, Anthony Molloy, a man who has served the county for more than a decade, a man who has served it well, and who deserves the success that he has had this year. Indeed, a man who deserved to lead Donegal to that success. And let me say that since they won the All-Ireland, Anthony Molloy has carried himself with in an exemplary manner, and has been a credit to himself firstly, to his club Ardra, and to our association, and to this county of yours, and you should all be proud of him. But I suppose it takes more than one man to lead a county to success. Indeed, it takes more than one man on the field to lead a county to success. And leadership and support for the newer players came from many of the older players. And I'm told, and I know that the county treasurer wouldn't have a vested interest in this, but I'm told that Matt Gallagher too showed leadership ability on the training field. And whether it was leadership ability or not, I know for certain he wasn't quiet on the training field, because he's not quiet anyplace else. But to all of those who showed that leadership ability and gave support to the young players, I thank them. But leadership on the field is necessary. Leadership off the field is equally necessary. And this year, Donegal had leadership off the field. Donegal has been well served in the past by the officers of the county board, but this year, the leadership that was provided by this year's officers, the chairman, the secretary, the treasurer, the other officers of the county board, that's the sort of leadership that brings success. Mícheál mentioned that last year Donegal won the All-Ireland after they had elected a new chairman, Danny Murphy. I know of Danny's leadership abilities and what they contributed to Down's success a year ago, and I equally know that the officers of Donegal County Board made their contribution to this year's success in much the same way as the players and the manager and the selectors and all of the others, and again I thank them for that. The second thing I'd like to say is that this success brought recognition, and rightly brought recognition, to the players who had succeeded. As the chairman said, 7 of them were selected as All-Stars, and I think that's the joint highest ever. And 13 were nominated as All-Stars. Another 3 or 4 could have been nominated, and certainly another 2 or 3 could have been selected. I thank all those who were selected as recipients of the All-Star Award. I thank the others, the manager and Martin McHugh, on the other honours that they have achieved this year. But I would say to those who didn't get those honours that there'll be another time, and I would just point to an example. Just over a year ago, 15 months ago, Kilkenny's left full back in the All-Ireland hurling final had a rather torrid 70 minutes. And his direct opponent got the Man of the Match award and was nominated as Player of the Year and received an All-Star award. And Liam Simpson came off at the end of the All-Ireland final, a broken man almost. And this year he was one of the stars of Kilkenny's advance to the All-Ireland final, and he was selected against the Cork captain. His direct opponent was a man who had led Cork to that final. And before the game was over, the Cork captain had been taken off. Liam Simpson was master of his territory. Liam Simpson got an All-Star award last night, and I know that there are members of the Donegal panel, maybe including the left full back, who can come back next year and win an All-Star award, which we might well have won. Indeed, I think there are some people in Donegal who know that I consider your left full back to be one of the finest players I've seen this year, so he could very well have had an All-Star award last night too. One of the benefits of a success like the one that you have had this year is the impact it has on the confidence of the team, and your team has performed exceptionally well in the National League. They've won all 4 matches. By the way, so have Fermanagh. But the way you're going at the present time, you would have to be favourites for next year's All-Ireland final, and maybe you will be, but of course you have to get out of Ulster first. But certainly you are showing the characteristics of a well-developed, well-rounded, vastly improved team, and that's a credit to everyone concerned. And I'd just like, before I finish, to take this opportunity to say 1 or 2 other things. I'd like to thank, and your chairman has done it to an extent, I'd like to thank Radio na Gaeltachta, not just for their support for this event tonight, but for their support for Gaelic games, and particularly for their support for the games in Ulster over the past year. They broadcast live quite a number of Donegal's games. They have given great support to Gaelic games since Radio na Gaeltachta was founded, and we very much appreciate that, and I'm happy to acknowledge that support. Your chairman also mentioned Mícheál here. I know he's a Kerry man and he wears the green and gold, but Mícheál is one of the finest ambassadors our association has. It was said in days gone by that the association and the country could never replace Mícheál O'Hare. Well, maybe that's true, but Mícheál O'Muircheartaigh has done a hell of a job in attempting to replace him. I know that there are people in the Donegal Supporters Club who believe they don't get the recognition that they deserve. I'd like to compliment the Donegal Supporters Club, firstly on the fact that they were set up fully in accordance with the constitution that was drafted by the GAA, and therefore have fitted in properly into the administrative structures of our association. And I'd like to thank them for that and for the help that they have given to the county board. And furthermore, I would like to thank them on the way in which they have managed the Donegal supporters over the last year, because Donegal supporters in the aftermath of the All-Ireland final upheld the fine tradition of sportsmanship that we have always associated with Donegal and with Ulster teams when they got to Croke Park. And I thank the supporters club especially and the supporters generally for that fine tradition being upheld in the way in which it was. And the last thing I would say is this. Mícheál O'Muircheartaigh said that 2 years ago Down replaced their county chairman and Danny Murphy led Down to an All-Ireland final. Last year Donegal replaced their chairman and Noel McCole led Donegal to All-Ireland success. This year the Fermanagh chairman has announced that he's retiring and Fermanagh will have a new chairman. And I hope that that new chairman will lead Fermanagh to All-Ireland success next year. But if he doesn't, and if another team from either Donegal or Down or any other part of Ulster wins the All-Ireland final next year, then I will be as proud an Ulsterman as there will be in Croke Park, presenting the All-Ireland title, the All-Ireland trophy, to an Ulster captain for the 3rd successive year. Goramila mai agus Falera.
Dick Spring has been nominated as chairman of the Kerry County Board for next year. Cúpla Mionrod. It has been mentioned 10 All-Stars coming to Ulster this year, a terrific achievement. The highest number up to now of All-Stars in any 1 year coming to Ulster was 4. There were several years that they only got 2, 1. And in 1976, no All-Star, I think, came to Ulster. So I think it's a measure of the success of Ulster football generally that 10 All-Stars came this year. Rugby Ogawa Ellis of the Damid Goodin Trio Kind Doyle. Ulster teams have never won an All-Ireland 3 times in a row. Cavan did 2 in a row, 47-48. Down did 2 in a row, 60-61. Down last year and Donegal this year, that's another 2 in a row. 3 in a row, Mícheál to go forward. Nivach is a good Kadahar Loaves and Avlian. Now, I'm delighted the good hearing being afforded to all the speakers. You've been waiting for 104 years for a night like tonight. It will end with the sight of those medals. Under 21 medals have already been won this year by Tyrone and Céal Cainteoir Ella. Uachtarán Coedla Ulla, Brian McGuinness Abnoin. He's a Coal Island County Tyrone man. He's just as proud of Tyrone as all of you are of Donegal this year. Uachtarán Coedla Ulla na Louth Lebinish.
Uachtarán agus Ardstúrthór cum Luachlas Gael, Aspey, Caherley agus Rooney agus Kisteoir, Bord Conde, agus Baldwin, Elad Bord Conde, agus Muircheartaigh, Donegal Galéir. Is privileged domsa a bheithan seach son Cóil Ulla, agus Muircheartaigh cum Luachlas Gael, a Guige Ulla an Ochid seach, leis an Furan, Pella Sinsear an Conde seach a Wullu. An Uran a Wiwi Críomh na Heran, an fiú lá de Mícheál fior, don Céadúr. As ocht écht an lá sin, ba an lá abba wó is dair cum an Luachlas Gael a Conde Donegal. Agus cean duna léithanda is mó cum Maith Cuige Ulla. Agus ag cur le céile leis an céad úr a Wiwi an Cowan Críomh na Heran, in 1933, ní céad trochas adó, agus an céad úr a Wiwi an Dún in ní céad agus seasca. An ceiliúr a bhí agah tar éis an bua, ní róméán a chulamé agus lémé, tá mé cinse go ró an ceannas mó is stair an Conde seach, is sin stair ní amháin cum an Luachlas Gael ach stair an Conde agus rud eile san Conde beidir ó go tús am. I made my first presentation of the Ulster Senior Football Championship at the end of the Ulster final in Clones this year, and I was nonplussed from the start. As I reminded Anthony Molloy there a few minutes ago, the amplification wasn't working. But when it did, what I had to say, I decided to cut it short. And one of the things I did say was that I hope that Donegal would do as Down did last year. That is, Ulster expects it, that you take the Sam Maguire and parade it from any show on a seat to Dunlow and all around the county. And whether you heard it or not, I'm glad to say you took my advice. For your county, winning the All-Ireland Senior Football Championship was a major feat. It was well deserved, not just out of the blue or a flash in the pan. It was the icing on the cake, an achievement and progress that has been made in your county, especially over this last 20 years. Since the winning of the Ulster title in 1972, followed by further titles in 74, 83 and 1990, and boosted as well by 2 under-21 All-Ireland titles, and a very good performance in the National League over the last decade. Winning a first title is a major achievement, and I know initial breakthrough is most difficult, with a psychological barrier to be gone through there as well. Among the compliments paid to you, and I'm going to quote here 3 little quotations from a person who was a correspondent in a well-known GAA magazine, a person actually that managed an All-Ireland winning team himself. And among the things he said was, the quality of the game and the brilliant football performance of the team. He was talking about the game and the Donegal team. Also, quote, a quality performance by Donegal both on and off the field, unquote. And finally, quote again, it was a most unusual Ireland final for Donegal in that not one of the players of their team played badly. I think that is a recognised fact by all. I join with the other speakers, especially Uachtarán Peter Quinn, in complimenting those who received awards, All-Star nominations, and also those who got the awards. It's a great honour for players of this county, for those who were the ones on whom the mantle of greatness through achievement of victory was to rest. Cogorgeous live Golair. I mentioned at the County Ceilidh, I've been in Donegal, this is my third time. I was at the County Ceilidh 3 years ago and I was back there last year. And I mentioned 3 years ago at the County Ceilidh in Glenties how skillful your teams were and moulded into a superb team. I quote again from the correspondence that I did so earlier about Brian. Nor is praise too high for Brian McEniff. I doubt if any person in the GAA has done more for his county. Unquote. The thing that has struck me too, and I've mentioned it so often about the Donegal team of this year, I saw your performance in Cavan that day in the National Football League against Dublin, and you sort of in the end collapsed and gave it away, and says, aye, that's the same story again. I put you fourth in position for winning the Ulster title. You had weaknesses that day, but by God, after that you really went to town and put the whole thing right. And it appeared to be that the management was able to sort of bring about a personality change in the players, because after that the team were hungry for the ball, they were aggressive, and particularly in the All-Ireland final, the forwards were even playing as backs, they were tackling their opponents. Gaelic games within the county should reap enormous benefit from this win. It will be more securely, as the GAA will be more securely established in Donegal. It will be given a higher profile in parts of the county where possibly it hasn't been so strong as Fermanagh. At provincial level, we really have enjoyed the success of Donegal, as we did so with Down last year. It was great, as Noel said, they're coming at the end of a period of something like 28 years that we hadn't a victory at Ulster. At provincial level, your win has given Ulster its 10th All-Ireland senior football title and placed us firmly to the fore on the rostrum of victory this year, along with Derry winning the National Football League. And that day in Croke Park, in the semi-finals of the National Football League, there was 3 of those teams, Ulster teams, and Donegal should really have been there. They should have beaten Dublin and been there. And I think really that indicated the strength of Ulster football. Add to that the winning of the Railway Cup last year, and it's the 3rd year in succession as the current year in Northern Ireland. Tyrone's under 21 success, again for a 2nd year in a row, and Armagh Minor should really have made it the Grand Slam for the province this year. To Donegal people who laboured and played and promoted the game over the years, it has been a marvellous, it has been a fitting reward, your achievement this year. So Gerald, our son, Cóileála, Cogorgeous, Arish, Dunboard Conde, Loch Tachiacht and Conde, Bonisteocht and Urin, agus Gaharitha na Peladori, Awui, Sam Maguire and Dun Conde Shoch, Dun Kied Ur. Amor Orif, as Furan Dunanal, agus Muircheartaigh, agus Dúirt Pedro Quinn, Fana. Ruddy Atnomiachta agus Socialta agus Tashid Antawachta Fosta, Amor Orav Golair, Ní Erin, Park Pella, what is a Cursi Atnomiachta agus Socialta, Insna Blianta Ata Arai, Gormila Maihagif Golair.
The next speaker deserves a very, very special welcome. On the week before the All-Ireland final, he got a call to be in Rome for a very important meeting on the Saturday before the All-Ireland. At the same time, he got a call from God to be in Croke Park on Sunday. He made the right decision, because Croke Park on that September day, I think, was nearer to heaven than Rome ever was. And Dr. Seamus O'Hegarty Aspen Raphoe.
Caithirlí, Uachtar an Chumad Luachlas Scéal, Uachtar an Chorla Allu, Chumad Luachlas Scéal, a Caithirlí ward na Conde agus Offagy ward na Conde, Wanasture na Fornia, Aristach, na Gaeltacht agus na Mara, a Hachta Dala, agus a Ward Wishle Ille, Illigileir, the Chudge, Common Lucas Gael, agus Agarshi Ille Tan Shawlahar. Lori Misha Efa Bumashawan. We in Donegal are tremendously proud of our team, of the entire panel, of our county board, of our supporters club, and of everybody who has contributed in any way, however remotely, to the great victory in the All-Ireland final at the end of September. It is great to hear the distinguished visitors from the high ranks of Common Lucas Gael coming here to pay tribute to all concerned. I would like to very briefly repeat my congratulations to the entire panel, and to the team who played on the 20th of September, and to the many people, members of the team manager, who have received numerous prestigious awards since. They are well deserved, and we will celebrate them in our own way. But I would like, above all, in acknowledging and not underestimating the tremendous effort which went into making that great victory possible, a victory in which we all shared and which gave us here in Donegal such a great lift and created such a great spirit in the county ever since, I would like to pay a special tribute to the 26 men of the panel who, in addition to winning the All-Ireland final and bringing Sam here to Donegal, have since then, under the leadership of Anthony Molloy, given a tremendous leadership and having been excellent ambassadors for the GAA and for the youth of Donegal. There certainly was no replacement for bringing Sam to Donegal, but it was a tremendously valuable and a very welcome extra that the entire panel conducted themselves with such dignity and that they made themselves available and went round to schools and hospitals and other places and brought so much joy to other people. I commend them very highly for that, and now that we have got into the way of winning, we look forward with great hope and great optimism to next year. Asulagam Mícheál White a Gavilig. Gromaiga.
Muircheartaigh beg ag an affran mad na máireach bumateáin ón aspa. Tá bert chainteoir eile agus tá anna aithne go bortha. During the week I was reading the Donegal yearbook of 1981, 11 years ago. It contains an interview with a gentleman who gave details about Donegal football, what he thought of Donegal football at the time, that quite a few of the players lacked commitment, etc., but that they had skill. And the interview finished by this man being asked, had he any ambition left? And he said yes, for Donegal to win an All-Ireland. 11 years later, Brian McEniff has managed Donegal to do that, and Chéad Cainteoir eile, Fermanagh, Brian Machendin.
Chaiharach, Muircheartaigh Common Lucas Gael, Muircheartaigh Common Lucas Gael, Muircheartaigh agus Rooney Corleola, Chaiharach Custard Gal, and friends. You, the Broadmoor or Fehilahar or on dinner on a specialty, the Noct. Iha on a Starwood. August Baboy me or Deuce. Ma Buiachas a goal to the Peladoria League a tie lahar belonged. I would like to recognise myself, personally, the 26 men. Last night I was a very proud man to sit in the front row, in front of the stand, and to see 7 Donegal men there as all-stars, not to talk about the 10 Ulster men. But when we talked about 7 all-stars, to me we hadn't 7, we hadn't 13, we hadn't 16, we had 26 all-stars, and I'm very proud of it. As our bishops, Bishop Haggerty mentioned, I forgot to mention them in my address there, it was a very special occasion in the dressing room afterwards in Croke Park when we spoke about how we would treat the winning of the Sam Maguire, and we just spoke at the table about the words that were spoken in the dressing room, which was very quiet due to an event that had taken place earlier. And I asked the players to treat the winning with the dignity and the respect that it was entitled after such a long wait. And for that I'm very proud of the boys as well, of how they've coped with the occasion and handled it. And I hope that over the Christmas period that they don't lose the way, because I look down at the down man down here, Danny, and I know that he's biting at the edge to get a crack at us. But if he's biting at the edge as the Fermanagh man over to my left, we're biting at the edge to avenge the 91 defeat. I can tell you that, Danny, in advance. The wives and the girlfriends, and as Noel mentioned, the mothers, we have a few single boys for any of those single girls down in the hall. I would like to settle down. I would like to say a very big thank you. I personally would know my wife Cotty here at what's involved by way of just cleaning of gear, but not the slice that one takes out of one's social life. But it was all for a very good cause, and we didn't mind, and I'm sure the ladies didn't mind, and I hope that at the beginning of January that will show them some reward by a holiday in sunnier climes than we're having at the moment. To the mentors, Noel, our county chairman, Anthony Harkin on my right here, the unsung hero of the entire squad. I recognise you here publicly tonight. I don't think it was fitness beaters in 91 either, I can say that at this point in time. I'd also like to recognise Mícheál Lafferty and the absent Seamus Boner, who due to the weather hasn't made it here tonight with the Sam. Himself and Brian Murray, I'd like to wish them every success in their final league match tomorrow, and I hope that they'll bring further success to the county with 6 Donegal men winning a Dublin Senior League medals in the city tomorrow. We have two ladies down there, Karen Crawford and Angela McMenamin, sitting aloof there opposite our county PRO officer. And to Dr. O'Kennedy and his good wife, I'd like to say a very big thank you for your input to us this year. They're the people behind the scenes, the people who've recognised. Our county board and our supporters club, and I know Father Quinn, don't mind me mentioning himself here, not only was he chairman of our supporters club, but he was also a very, very big help in other fields. I'm quite sure you saw the green scapulars peering out through Martin McHugh's jersey in the final. And I would like to recognise Father Quinn and the great work he has done in other fields for us as well, and also our supporters club in Dublin, because they were the first people that brought up the money. And when no one had confidence and we couldn't get sponsorship for even our jerseys, the supporters club in Dublin arrived with £12,000 on that day in May, and it was a very welcome help to Danny McEniff so that he could write a few cheques, because at that stage he couldn't afford to write at all. To the clubs and the many past officials, and I look down to my right and I see one of them, Charlie. Nice to see you here tonight, Charlie. And all the past officials that I look down here, I see Danny Harkin over there, and they're too numerous to mention. And of course, it would be remiss of me not to remember Paddy McGill here tonight, a very good friend from a long lot of years. Paddy, it's great that you were here to enjoy the occasion, because we're very proud of you for all the years you've put in. And I know they're going to produce a great history for us. What it has meant probably wasn't totally felt by ourselves in winning it, or myself. I only thought that we would win the Sam Maguire, we'd have medals to present, and it would be a great time. But what it has meant to the people here and to the people of the Northwest, not only talking about the people in Ulster, I live beside Fermanagh and Sligo because I'm the southernmost part of the county, and I know what it has meant to the people down there, which are not part of our province, and it has been a great time for them as well. And I'm very pleased that they're fit to share in the occasion, and I hope that maybe over the next couple of months that we will continue to help them to share in the occasion, because it's their first time in the northwest that the Sam has arrived. And I can tell again to the people of the rest of the province that we intend to keep it here among the hills for a few years to come. Last weekend I had the privilege of being with the Donegal Association in London, and when we left the dressing room that day to want the hallowed field in Croke Park, we spoke. Of course, we were short of that particular day, and he was one of the reasons we wanted to win it as well, and because he done a very manful thing by crying off at a very, very short time before the game. But we wanted to win it not only for the people at home, because I knew what it meant to the people at home as the boys did, but also for the people abroad, of which we have very, very many. And it was a great privilege last Saturday night in the Grosvenor Rooms in Williston to be there present, along with the two Neath Columba men, one from Carrick and one from Glen, Noel and John Joe, and to see what it meant to the people over there. Some of them had been there in London for 45 years. The emotion on the occasion was to be seen, to be believed. And to those people, I'm very pleased that we had what we had before us this year, the Sam Maguire in our possession. And unfortunately we didn't have it in London, but we didn't need it in London because they felt what we felt. We felt a great occasion, and it was a great time to be a Donegal man. And I hope and pray that in '93 that we'll be fit to do it the same again for you people in Donegal, because no people deserve it better. Iawai, agus Nola Fanagach.
Good morning, the Green. Ócádi Cosula Shaw, it's customary that you be told the exact moment at which you may smoke. Seeing that the bishop's pipe is in full steam ahead, you may all smoke from now on. Tá ein chaint oir óin eile fáca, solid dosnimi der an Shalmanas brunna in the mound. I'm beginning to wonder if Seamus Boners to bring the medals, or are they here already? Parent, we couldn't finish the speeching without a couple of focal from that wonderful man who's been a credit to football all over the country, this year and other years, the captain of Donegal, Anthony Molloy.
Athbike, Uachtaran Cumann Luachlas Gael, Uachtaran Coliolu, Cailach, Bodna County, fellow players, ladies and gentlemen, I must say I'm very honoured indeed to be up here this day tonight as captain of this great Donegal team. I never thought in my playing career that I would achieve what I achieved this year. I must say I'm very grateful for what has happened to me, and I'm very proud to be here tonight to accept me All-Ireland medal. Credit must go to a lot of people for Donegal's success this year, and I know it has been done before, but just on my own behalf again, I would like to thank the players and the entire panel themselves for their hard work and commitment all year. And I'd just like again for you to put your hands together for them lads, because they worked very, very hard on it. I'd also like to thank Brian McEniff here again and the selectors for the great job they've done all year. There were no slip-ups this year at all whatsoever, so thanks very, very much, Brian. I'd also like to thank the county board here as well. They've looked after the lads very, very well this year. Thanks very much. And I also like to thank as well the supporters club for taking in the money, because money is very, very important. And fair play to Father Brian Quinn and his team. They've done a great job on that this year for us. As I mentioned in my acceptance speech in Croke Park that day, The honour given to us is also a credit to every Donegal man that donned the county jersey at some stage or another down the years, and again I'd like to thank you people for that as well. I'm not holding you up much longer. I think I'll keep it to half a minute. I'd just like to thank you all again for turning up here tonight, and I have to thank you all for the great support you've given us all year, plus not alone this year but down the years through the bad times as well. So thanks very, very much, folk, and keep it up. And I know there's a few people from different counties here. As Brian says, Sam is happy in Donegal, and we intend keeping him there for another while. Saying that, I just thanks again for turning up tonight here on such a bad night, and I just wish you all a very happy Christmas and the best of luck in 1993. Thanks very much.
Mícheál gave 6 speeches and it's still only 20 to 12. Tommy nach Muircheartaigh le tosnú an runna anish. They're to get 2 medals each. The Ulster Championship medals, they will be presented by Brian McLarnon and Uachtaráin Cór Ulla, and the All-Ireland medals, first time ever to be presented to a Donegal team, they will be presented by the president of Luchlas Gael, Peadar O'Keefe. Now I would ask the players to come up this way and to go down, we'll say, towards the Bundoran side of the hall. I know that you're not all waiting the 104 years, but Donegal people have been waiting. Don't be afraid to show your appreciation to their men as they come one by one, 26 of them, Erin or Dawn, come the Buin Shin Aglaka. So, ma hoog me dead goody better Lord Boyle. As Norvegia Shin Dente, be Kupla Mion Rodella. One little thing that I'd like to remind you of, there's going to be a raffle before the night is out. A very simple type of raffle with the proceeds going to the Players' Holiday Fund. If you have a pen, you can, if you haven't a pen, you can get the loan of it. Put your name on a quick punt note. It'll be collected. They'll all go in. There'll be a draw and there'll be wonderful prizes a weekend for 2 in London. I thought for a while it was in the Lebanon. And various other prizes, all good prizes, down to the end, an oil painting, an All-Ireland jersey. I noticed there are no All-Ireland tickets promised. Now, we have got all the medals. Now, toch me deal gudi Lauren Holla, agus sin gwehig mishimak, anim nukan in Rory, agus tukashi the nord an Dawn. We've, Brian Murray hasn't yet arrived, but maybe his medal will be taken on his behalf, maybe by the captain as well. But we'll still call out his name. I'm sure he's thinking of the occasion now. Barry Cunningham, Toshe and Nuauruk. The Atlantic was a little bit too slippery to come home for this. Will he meet Ray? So, Mahog meet and all on board the stock a Lord Boyle. So, can we have Peter Quinn and Brian McLarnon? Then meet the Lord Boyle, so you can get a good look at them as they come along. We'll take the table into the centre, maybe, yeah. That the first one should go to the man himself on Cup Day, and Earmort Anthony to go down that way, to come all across the front and come up this way. So, Anthony Molloy is on his way. Show your appreciation to our wonderful captain, Anthony Molloy. And he'll be the first that will be able to show you what an All-Ireland medal looks like. Anthony Molloy on Cup Day, his Ulster medal, and as he goes along, a historic moment, the Celtic Cross, the All-Ireland medal coming up next from Peter Quinn to Anthony Molloy. Did you notice the shine on it? And he only showed you the back of it. Wait till you see the front. Ruar Ballyshannon, August Wilton, Cooldown doing Sor Cool Boyra, All-Star as well, and well deserved with his 2 medals. Mícheál good and dinner vi mar ever a go out of wedding a great year for rightful back Ballymofey. Ballymofey all the way from Killybeck. They say any man with turned in toes, you'll be aware of him. Ballymofey has them. His Ulster and his All Ireland. We go on to number 3, a man that would win a central. Two men that are dead that I know well, the great Joe and Eddie Masterson of Tubbercurry. Wouldn't they be proud of Matt at this moment receiving his All Ireland medal? Mícheál could he Ivra Cahar out of Wirren. He's been mentioned already tonight as an all-star for next year. Number 4, O'Neill Columba, Noel Hegarty. Took another good Ulster man to keep the All-Star from him this year. Well deserved, a wonderful year. The move of the year by Donegal, making a cornerback of Noel at the start of the season. Was going to retire but now has no notion of it. The quiet man of Ulster football, Donald Reid in Raphoe. All the ways from Brett Hughes, Killy Gordon. I can tell you he's the best make of hair oil here tonight in the hall. Donald Reid. Keeps the hair out of your eyes. Iver a Shea, a Tat Ardaraman, Rambo Martin Garrigan. It's not everyone gets an Ulster medal, an All-Ireland medal and a new wife in the 1 year. Yeah. That's Martin Garrigan. Right Lane, great man, Martin Shovlin. John Joe Doherty was the man that did it in style. John Joe Doherty, every job. John Joe Doherty from Lake Columba, down Colin Hill. You could play him anywhere and he'd play well. Shin ever a shot. We'll have to have an extension to this stage before the night is out. Now, Tá Vaughan Hannah Féinnig and Gopday and Anthony Molloy, Mona Will Brino Murray and Shuffy Lawhead. I'd ask Anthony to come forward again, and I'm sure it's a suitable occasion that will be presented in style to Brian Murray, who would love to be here. A man that's in a great year for Donegal this year, Brian Murray. Make sure you give Brian the right one now, Anthony, later. We're moving on to the forwards. Ivra de Errigal, like Donald Reid, a quiet man that lets his football do the talking for him. Possibly the lightest man that ever won a senior All-Ireland medal, the great James McEniff from Kilcar. An all-star as well. I haven't mentioned another few all-stars that went by. Sinead James McEniff. A wonderful final. The first man to put a little bit of terror into the great Dublin defence the way he cut through. Sin Ivra de Errigal. Ilor Boyle, he's had many names over the years. My favourite name for the number 11 is Martin Bjog, without any surname added to it. Martin Bjog Maffei from Kilcar. Footballer of the year, all-star, everything about a footballer, Martin McEniff has it. Left half forward on the Donegal team this year, and the man that got an all-star last year when Donegal were a little bit low, the very, very stylish Joyce McMullen. Four masters in Donegal Town, a very, very worthy winner of an All-Ireland medal to go with the under-21 one he had earlier. I forecast there's a lot more to be seen of the same Joyce McMullen. And I tell you that rostrum was getting a little bit small. Declan is is the man that goes the opposite way to what the defenders guess all the time. A great-hearted player, a great man to rally a team. That's number 13, Declan Boner. Iver a Cahardale. 2 years ago, we got the first glimpse of him when he came to Croke Park, when he grabbed that bad kick out and showed forwards all over the country how to avail of a chance. He's been doing it ever since, moving to the right or to the left, but playing in the centre, the full forward, Tony Boyle. An all-star as a corner forward, because he tends to move to that corner quite a lot to receive the ball. Tá duine bháin eile the Snodina a hosnig an clehele Takafoil. Wearing number 15, he came on at a time in the semi-final when Donegal appeared to be in a little bit of trouble. There were no more worries. He scored 9 points in an All-Ireland final, a thing not often done in the past. Manus Boyle, os na Calabioga, the scorer of those 9 points, and he wore the number 15. So he had Manus O'Brien. We move on, we have 26, and as Brian McEniff and others says, the 26th was just as important as the Iverhain. I think of the others, the man that should be brought up first is the red-headed wonder that used to be at left half-back, Martin Shovlin. Martin O'Shovlin. It's not everyone that would try off an All-Ireland winning team in order that his team would have a better chance. That's what the great Martin did, allowing John Joe Doherty to come in. Sinead Martin Shovlin. The next player, he came on as a sub. He's not here, he's in New York. In his absence, his father. In his absence, I think Barry Cunningham deserves a great round of applause. He'll hear about it in New York. He might hear it if you'd say it loud enough. His father is accepting his All-Ireland and Ulster medals for his father. I don't know whether Barry's coming home for Christmas or not. If not, I think the father, is he coming home for Christmas? If not, I was going ready to take his place if Gary got injured or anything. A coming player, this is Paul Callahan. And Caden Ella, he's played a lot. Tommy hasn't stopped smiling since Donegal won the All-Ireland. I think in the distance he sees another one. And Caden Ella thought a list the gum. Like Barry Cunningham, he played a lot during the campaign. This year, John Cunningham from the Killybegs, Cowell Sean of Pinnagowan, off the Calabioga. So that is why Donegal are already favourites to win the 93 All-Ireland. The panel of players is so long. Tammy DeRoy, Caden Ella, very popular in Donegal, another fine footballer, Charlie McGrew from St. Eunice. Charlie also spoke maybe of retirement, but I doubt if there's any Donegal man hanging up his boots this year. Sinead Charlie Mulgrew, winner of an under-21 All-Ireland in the past as well. Tammy DeRoy and Caden Ella with a typical Donegal name of Carr, Paul Carr. Donegal Town, the four masters as well. I'll have to send word to Ogie Morden, the strength of the Donegal panel, that's Paul Carr. And Caden, all over Ulster. The style of his play recently in a league game, you'd almost nominate him for an All-Star. That's Sylvester Maguire. I notice not one of them has put on any noticeable amount of weight since the All-Ireland final. St. Eunan's Mark Crossan. And Cairden Ella, he plays for Civil Service in Dublin. He's named Conal Glenties as well, Michael Gallagher. Michael Heason-Chin. And Michael has given great service to Donegal over the years, to Civil Service in Dublin, to his club in the Glenties as well. Michael Gallagher, a top-class midfielder. Tá duine bháin den Cheshire the Sfehel le Gwaith go Fóil, and I would like to stress again that the last is equal to the first. I think that's in the Gospels, isn't Bishop? He that shall be first shall be last. And no Rodegin Cosula Shin. Iver a Feheshe, I'm not so strong in the scripture. Iver a Feheshe, Jim McGuinness from the Glenties. Now, a chóid minus Barry Cunningham and Brian Murray, all the other wonder men are on the stage. But one of them go shasach shiv, agus go dúrthig shiv, búl of us, unavrier thought this for best game to watch. And how many of you that can honestly say that you thought you would never see the day? So, ma hen shiv no anvanhig shiv and shininish. Now, if you like to stay, you'll have to get used to this, you know. You'll have to get used to this for next year. It was mentioned that not alone the players, but all the backroom team were equally important. There's now a special presentation to be made to the backroom team, beginning with the manager, Brian McEniff. So for Hogan Brian McEniff, there's a suitable presentation now to be made, beginning with Brian. Now, Kétáchan an Brunna Shahayanov. Now, Tog Boga Vartin Gafoil, this is just for the Kétáchan an Brunna Shahayanov. Anthony Molloy is going to make this presentation. These awards, they may be hidden in the Sam Maguire Cup, you know, which is on its way. It will come. Donegal are in good company. Mick O'Connell once left the Sam Maguire Cup behind him in Dublin as well. Now, Cowell, Tashi the Green, we have them. Now, Anthony Molloy now is going to make a special presentation, beginning with Brian McEniff. So, if you hand one to Anthony there, he'll do the honours. To Brian McEniff, maybe something that nobody ever heard of. Noreen Doherty, the history-making County Secretary, Noreen Doherty. August on Dividerna, Kishtor, Treasurer to the County Board, Danny McNamee. Now, again, being to show, I think all the players would like to go back to their seats and leave a bit of room on the rostrum. We've one or two more little shows to perform. So, Arish, you can show your appreciation as they make their way off the rostrum back to their place.
Hard to follow that from Mícheál, but I just, on behalf of the players, would like to thank everybody for turning up, especially all the people who represent the clubs and all the special guests. I'd like to say a special thanks to the panel and players from everybody. I think the effort that nobody knows the effort we put in all year, and it's great to come here. We dreamt about winning All Ireland, and coming up here is probably, we've won a lot of things, but getting the medal here was probably the greatest thing ever for a Donegal footballer. So thanks very much for turning up.
So I'll just get on to it. The players sat down and they figured out that I know there's 26 medals being given out, and we figured out, not leaving the selectors out, that there's one man that done more for Donegal football than anybody else in this room tonight, and that's Brian. So we went together, and I'd like to say a special thanks to Niall, who went round and collected a £1 of us all, and we went out and we bought Brian an All-Ireland medal. And I think that, I know we're all very thankful for a medal, but I think that coming from us, I think this is our thanks to him. We could have bought him a lot of things, but I think he didn't want it on the playing field. He wanted as close as anybody go to winning it. So our thanks to him is to present him with an All-Ireland medal. And this is from the full panel of players, from Dr. Kennedy, Angela, Karen, Father Quinn, and from Danny and Noreen. So Niall is actually on, and all the selectors, sorry, I forgot, all the selectors. So it's from everybody involved in the panel. So thanks, Brian, and I'm going to call on Anthony and I'd like us all to stand up and appreciate Brian McEniff getting his All-Ireland medal from Donegal. Thanks. That's it. Thanks very much, but I'd like to say on behalf
Copies around, but this special one is being presented by Bill Blair, who's the MD of Image Ireland Limited. It's the original, and he would like now to present this to Noel McCall as chairman of the Donegal County Board at an O'Call Starrul Shop. Marshin Martha Bill Blair a Lahir and Duckle Chair and Ordon, or Bill and Shop. I was talking about the Noel McCall. Now, Shindera, don't forget this raffle, the proceeds of it O'Carnig. Agus nor vi me Creachnahe, no not more Creachnahe, Timlin asked me, was there any last thing I'd like to say about the Donegal team? What I said was that I hoped they would be able to keep their feet on the ground. I think it has been remarked in several places all over Ireland since September the wonderful way in which they have behaved themselves as All-Ireland champions. They have kept their feet on the ground. I congratulate them on all their successes this year. Agus go merimid go léir bio nam shorish ihawa nolik honna agus ovin fe vashe the gachtin atá seachanocht go a míle maithagaibh tá áthas orm bheith an old mask an O'Call John. Go a maithagaibh. Sol Amimid Creachnaha, Noel McCall has told me there's to be a presentation to each of the presidents. It's a framed picture of the Donegal team. Will Noel make this presentation? Count the Uchtran, come and look Glasgow, Padar O'Keen. So Padar O'Keen, if you come forward, you can show the Fermanagh team what All-Ireland champions look like. And Brian McGuinness at 9, you can show the under-21 champions what senior champions look like. So, Shin and Brunadadna. So, Sin Derenish, Buintanabas and Godella the Niha, the roads are too slippery, the guards will not be able to come to look in about 4 o'clock. Ihawa Guramahagan.
Caesar, hey, what's off? Switch other.
Sylvester.
You're the skateboard stick. Oh, you agree? Take him off that.
To remember the Donegal people who cannot be with us tonight on this great occasion. You're tired. Listen to me all night. Thank you very much. Well, dear people, ladies and gentlemen of Donegal, and indeed of the whole of Ireland, the whole of the 32 countries, from New York, San Francisco, all over the world, that have congregated here to see. This is a dream come true. A dream carried out by a team of heroes who left here on Saturday to go to Dublin to do a job. Led by their manager, McEniff. With about 61 Coleman Road Jelly bags. What more can I say about this team? It's all said and will be all said for years to come. But I want to make a special reference on my own town to our own three people who were on that panel, namely Josh McMullen.
Bye, Tommy.
Good news, man. Much of Donegal. I'm definitely a very proud man to come here tonight. And I'm very privileged to bring Sam back to where it belongs. I start just by thanking the players on my own behalf. They're a great bunch of lads.
Yeah!
There's a closeness amongst us, we're second known, and I think that showed out there yesterday in Crow Parish. Mícheál Seamus Bonner, Noel McCole, and Anthony Harrington. What is great with and I must say,
before starting, I would like to appeal to everybody to stop pushing forward and could we refrain from pushing forward. Thank you.
Thank God for that.
Higher than the Hia, higher than the Kerry
I'm locked up.
Agus the Galpina, the Tan Shop. With the people that are up on that pole there with the flags, would you please come off it or it'll break. As a Cairla, to be Cairla on the first night that Sam Maguire came back to the Diamond of Donegal. I'm well aware that many previous chairpersons I want to thank all those supporters who was a sight unbeheld by anybody in Donegal ever before.
Sorry, excuse me.
I don't mind me mentioning a few brave souls from whatever part of the county they came that went into the hill
The wire! The wire! The heel!
You out-talked, you out-sung, and you left the dub for dead. And said the little prayers. They were a tremendous help as well. We're sorry we're so late. We couldn't believe when we came as far as Mullingar that the station was lined up in both sides. The crowd started to get bigger as we came through Longford. Leitrim was mighty. Sligo was greater again. But when we crossed into the county, what board was unbelievable. Shannon was magnificent. I thought that we had seen most of our spectators by that time. But what's here in front of us? You take the gold medal. For staying so long, being patient, and waiting for us on this very proud night. Finally, I leave you and wish you all a very safe journey home. Be careful. Thank you for being so patient. I know you want to hear the greatest manager in Ireland, Brian McEniff. Yeah!
Supposed to.
Sam is here.
Training after McEniff.
Today after the Dubs beat us in Raphoe, we went out to pitch here to the rugby grounds. We trained on Monday night in the mud and the rain, and we vowed for you people, and we spoke about it many times since. We spoke about it in the dressing room before we went out. We spoke about it at half time. We knew one would be here tonight, and the boys delivered, and fair play to them. Anthony had a great side yesterday, and although only 16 played in the park, I can assure you that there was 26 players involved, and everyone gave of themselves very willingly for the last 7 months. I could talk all night, but there are things that have to be said, and now's the time to say them. Anthony hearkened to the love. It's coming on. When I spoke last night, I forgot about the very good firm up at the corner, Lynn Temple and his good wife were there. And I would like, on behalf of the players myself, to say thank you very much for getting us out so well and putting your money in where it mattered. And we must not forget on this night the Donegal premiers that were there by our side on the Ulster final day. I'd like to say thank you for that work as well. To our supporters club and our county board, our current county board, and last night I referred to our former county board in the way of Charlie Faulkner, Francis Cunningham, Jimmy McEniff, and Bart Whelan. I would like to say a very big thank you as well. The current county board gave us all the help that they could this year, and a special word of thanks to the chairman, secretary, our only female secretary in these 32 counties, Lori Doherty. Money bags himself, one Danny McNamee. Now on a different story, I'd like to recognise some people with good attention for this, because this comes from my heart. I recognise your own Tom Conlon. I'd like to stand forward, Tom. Yeah!
Tom.
How are you? I'm sorry Tom has left the stage, but I would like publicly that he will be recognised tonight.
Yeah. Good man. Good man. That's a good man.
Donegal Park yesterday. And when I went into this town last Friday, we done a little spot for Gayburn, and I had pre-arranged to have a cup of tea with Tom up there with a lovely girl from Mondoran called Mary Gillespie. I suppose you all know Mary. She's one of her own from Mondoran. I know her father's a man from in through, or her late father. And one must not forget, as John Cassidy mentioned, Peter McLarnon for his input. And I would like him to be recognised here tonight.
Love me, must be tired speaking.
Also, I forgot last night one poor man that had an illness early in the year. And it was a very big help to me when I went back. And Tom would like to recognise him here too. There's one Joe Winston from Letterkenny.
Yeah!
The little story I called Tom out was, when him and I were having a cup of tea, he says, Celine wants to see you. I went into the shop to see Celine, and Celine had a small package and a card. When I opened up, there's a set of green scapulars there. Now I had equipped the team with green scapulars, and I put the green scapulars in my pocket. And I carried them on to Croke Park as I thought I would. When Martin McHugh came to me before the game, and I'm not a religious man, and Martin said to me, Brian, I haven't got my scapulars. I put them on Martin, and if you were looking at one caption there yesterday, you would have seen Celine's scapulars. But for the first of many trips to Croke Park. A great day for Donegal. Thank you all for your coming here tonight.
Unfortunately, he was set upon and died tragically from the injuries he received. Our sympathy goes out to his family and to the Downings Club. Yes, we'll have a minute's silence.
We got 5 fucking minutes. Sit up. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I would appeal to everybody when they are leaving to cooperate with the Gardaí on their magnificent job they've done here tonight and having this reception for you all. Thank you very much. I would also like to pay tribute to the many people from
off that thing. The electricity got through.
Anyone
And the trees are not enough right to where I come from down at the minute. Right. But I have been it took me 107 years to get here. And I'm delighted to see something. Down off that tree. Very crispy the birds. Well, the old one is the platform.
So fantastic.
Well, jump for there and then just sit there.
From Mondoran to the Rosses, Inishowen to Dunlow, we're walking tall in Donegal, where everybody knows. We're in our first All-Ireland, and we won't give up till we cross the bridge at Lifford with the Sam Maguire Cup. We'll be walking tall in Donegal with the Sam Maguire Cup.
That's the one from Margot there, and Henry McMahon getting very close over again. We go to Croke Park to Charlie Collins. Charlie.
Yes, P.O., and you couldn't have joined us at a more opportune moment because Anthony Molloy, the big man from our draft, leads Donegal, the first Donegal team ever to appear in an All-Ireland senior final out on the Croke Park. And what a scene we see here away to our right-hand side at the canal end and on the Cusick end and on both sides of us here. They're on their feet very close to us within 10 steps of me is Sean Bunner, a man who of course donned the Donegal jersey so well in recent times. Now he's up here in the stands. His brother Declan is right down in the action. But the dramatic news from the Donegal camp is that Martin Shovlin will not start the game. The Duncanini man who picked up that neck injury has been kept very quiet. The news was a little bit earlier that they hoped that he would have recovered significantly. But it's interesting to hear Kieran Kinney when we talked about it a while back. Donegal went into the game in 1983 with players injured, and that was felt it was a wrong thing to do. Brian McEniff has perhaps learned from that experience, and John Joe Doherty from Neath Columba will start the game. We aren't just sure exactly what way Donegal will decide to line out, but a very nice touch here as the full squad have their photograph taken, and certainly that's something we talked about in Letterkenny just over the weekend. The first 15 are having their photograph taken, but I'm glad to see the squad members sitting in there with them, because I always feel that it's wrong that only the 15 should have their photographs taken on a day like this, because Donegal are always quick to point out this is a squad affair. But John Joe Doherty with number 24 on his back, well, what a turnaround in 2 years, because you may remember 2 years ago, the All-Ireland semi-final against Meath, the Neath Columba man had to withdraw from that game at a very late stage with a pelvic injury. But 2 years down the road, well, the tide's turned for him, because it's very hard luck to Martin Shovlin. He is among the substitutes, but John Joe Doherty has been brought in. The rumour has it, and we will confirm this as soon as the game starts, that he will line out, in fact, at left half back, a straight switch for Martin Shovlin. We have been speculating perhaps that he would go to corner back, and then that Barry McGowan would move out, but seemingly that's the word from the dressing room, that he will stay in at left half back. Away to our left hand side, the Dubs with a massive flag on the hill. I must say the Dubs have been very, very quiet so far to tune into it. Keith Barr gives Martin McEniff a little nudge. I'm sure there's going to be one or two of those before this game's over, and the game is on. Brian Murray knocks it down to Anthony Molloy. Donegal get the first possession. Molloy knocks it forward looking for Tony Boyd. Boyd out in front of Hargan, but he was fouled by Hargan, and Donegal are going to have a free from 40 metres, and this free is going to be taken by Martin McEniff. Murray to Molloy was the opening salvo in the midfield battle between those two, and Clark and Foran. Dave Foran's had a traumatic year. He's been taken off in a couple of matches, but he's in there today. Keith Barr stands in front of McEniff. This one's more or less dead straight in front of goals, about 42 metres out. McEniff chipped it with the left foot, but that one's going to drift to the right, and it drifts wide. Keith Barr has a little word with McEniff. Perhaps, well, we can imagine what's going on between the two of them. A little talk between them. McHugh seems to be just having a little smile to himself. A little nudge on bar there. And John O'Leary's placed the ball on the edge of the small parallelogram. So Donegal attacking the same end as they attacked in the semi-final against Mayo. The first shot that day was a wide. The first shot today is a wide. Keith Barr gets the ball outside his own 45-metre line. He's tackled by Manus Boyle. Fouled by Manus Boyle. Manus Boyle not happy with the referee's decision there, but Tommy Sugru said it was a free, and that's all that really matters. Barr getting to his feet again, rather gingerly. Gavigan tell him to get there. This time it's the big midfielder with number 9 on his back who's the extra man. Matt Gallagher trying to get in front of Murphy. There's a lot of argy-bargy going on. Manus Boyle been told to get away. Keith Barr kicks this one, looking for Murphy. Murray's going for it. All the hands are up. Well, Murphy was up on the back of someone there, and the referee says yes. Well, Murphy can get up from Mason height, but even he can't jump that high without getting some assistance. If the Concar had been going over, he would have been a front seat passenger on it on that occasion. Gary Walsh will take this free from the 14-metre line. 5 points to 4, Dublin lead. 21 minutes almost gone. Gary Walsh, dressed in green, looking for the short one. Brian McEniff was having a word with Anthony Molloy away over on the far side. The Donegal support, you're well able to hear them, I'm sure, getting behind their team. The canal end is a sea of hands clapping and flags waving. Gary Walsh with the kick out. James McHugh comes onto it. He's not able to hold it first time, but now he has it. Eamon Heary fouls him. James McHugh's done well in possession today. Looking for the quick one, but decides not to take it. Gavigan instead will take it. Knocks the ball forward, looking for Declan Bonner. Tony Boyle seemed to be fouled there. Tommy Carr has possession, forcing his way out. He seemed to be fouled by Declan Bonner, but the referee says play on. Murphy has this one. Matt Gallagher's right with him. Murphy bounces the ball. Brilliant interception by Matt Gallagher. Gives it the forward to Declan Bonner. Now Matt Gallagher's on his game, it seems. This is Molloy. Molloy cutting round him and Heary. Joyce McMullen trying to make a run. This is Molloy still in possession. Gives it to McHugh. McHugh steps inside the tackle. Donegal have extra men inside. McHugh's going forward. He's on the left foot. He's 30 metres out. He knocks over the equaliser. A brilliant score from Martin McHugh. Great play from Donegal. All Donegal at their best there. Matt Gallagher, a brilliant interception from Vinnie Murphy's attempted pass. The play's on again. Eamon Heary's taking the short free out. Plays the ball forward. John Joe Doherty trying to get there. Gavigan comes forward. Molloy gets a hand to it. Walks it down. He's not able to take it. Murray has it. There's men all over the place. Martin Gavigan takes it. Gives it to McHugh. Donegal taking the ball at speed. McHugh going forward. Gives it to James McHugh. He shifts the tallies from Heary. Knocks the ball forward to Declan Bonner. Declan Bonner's on the left foot. And Donegal are in the lead. A brilliant score from Donegal. 2 great points in a minute. And that's Donegal at their best. Short passes. The man coming on at speed. 22 and a half minutes gone. It's Donegal 6 points. Dublin 5 points. Donegal in the lead. Michael McGee in the last minute and a half. We've seen them at their best.
Well, it's obvious that these Dublin backs are very vulnerable when you're long at them. And if you look at these balls coming through from the centre of the field, they're all at sea. But all credit to the Donegal half forward line for the way they're moving there and picking off the scores.
James McHugh's the man that's making them pick at the moment. Brian Murray's brilliant in midfield. They combine again. McHugh has to be fouled. He takes it to Murray. They're playing brilliantly, Donegal. The movement's there. Brian Murray with an opportunity to make up for the previous miss. But the big man shooting boots are not on. And Declan Bonner and Martin McHugh, I can tell you, are exchanging pleasantries with them. And we're too far away to hear them. But I'm sure on a good Sunday, the language wouldn't be too choice. Declan Bonner had a real go at him because I think I have to agree with Declan Bonner there. There was 2 men inside. Murray's doing brilliantly in midfield, but he should be releasing the ball to the men who are taking the scores. But that's not a criticism. 6 points to 5. Donegal lead. 23 and a half minutes gone. Donegal support are getting right behind them. Donegal are doing all the good moving at the moment. Anthony Molloy getting there ahead of Dave Foran. The Dublin man seemed to be sleeping, but Molloy had to be held, and it's going to be a free to Donegal, and it's going to be taken by Martin McHugh. Well, as Michael McGee said, Donegal, not the greatest of starters. It usually takes them a while to warm up, but certainly they've warmed to their game, and the 2 men I feel who are doing brilliantly for them have to be James McHugh and have to be Brian Murray. Tony Boyle hasn't done bad either, mind you. He's in possession now. Joyce McMullen we haven't seen from him. Tony Boyle's pulled to the ground, and Dublin conceding a lot of free. Jerry Hargan's not too happy about that decision, or really he can't complain. Well, Manus Boyle, you're brought into the side to knock over frees from 30 and 40 metres from the left hand side of the park. I said to Manus on Tuesday night up in Heaney's after training, there's a little bit of pressure on you, my young man. You have a point or two to prove. Well, he promised me he would prove that Brian McEniff was right bringing him in. Perhaps an unfair thing to say, but Manus, this is your first opportunity from a free to do exactly that. Tommy Sugru tells him to get on with it. The Killybegs man coming forward. He tips it. Well, he couldn't have put it more clearly down the middle than he put it there. So perhaps you people back in the northwest watching and listening here today, Manus Boyle, well, he's done the first job that he's been brought in for. He couldn't. Tommy Sugru, no. Does he call him? Yes! Donegal are the All-Ireland champions for 1992.
They won it for the first time. There's a new name on the title. It's that of Donegal. 18 points to 14. The Kinney brothers, Packy and Kieran to my left, who have both played for the county, are hugging one another. Michael McGee, it's a great moment. Charlie, this is history, Charlie. We've been here in a historic game.
President of Ireland, President of Commonwealth Class Gael, clergy, and the people of Donegal, we have done it!
And Anthony Molloy has got the Sam Maguire Cup. What a great moment for Donegal and everyone in Donegal. Anthony Molloy with the Sam Maguire Cup. Noel McCall's beside me, the county chairman. Matt Gallagher. Matt Gallagher there with, and now the big man from Ardra, just getting his act together here to say a few words. What a great occasion for everyone in Donegal.
Outram, Mahern, Outram, Commonwealth Class Gael. A clear. I got Pobble Mahern. Come to look on Lord Adam. And come Sam Maguire. And Raphoe. It's a lot of evening show. The penalty. Donegal. That much road. I got few in it. President of Ireland, President of Commonwealth Class Gael, clergy, and the people of Donegal, we have done it!
Over to Charlie now at last. Sorry about that, Charlie.
Okay, Tommy, thank you very much. You've come over at a very opportune moment because we've just arrived. We actually are waiting to cross the bridge. There's a great array of lighting saying the Falcha Sam 1992. A fantastic turnout. Anthony Molloy and Brian McEniff have just left the bus with Sam Maguire Cup, and they're completely surrounded by spectators. We're trying to keep them moving here, as you can obviously anticipate and understand. There's a fantastic turnout of people here just outside Bundoran. We're just crossing the border into Donegal. I see a fire station. Everyone anxious that we continue on our way, but at the moment there's a bit of a hold up, but I know there's a lot of people waiting in both Bundoran and Ballintrae, Ballyshannon and Donegal Town, so everyone's very keen that we keep on going. The Sam Maguire Cup, well, I see replicas of the Sam Maguire Cup even there as well, but I can tell you there's a fantastic turnout. We actually are just more or less inching our way to Donegal. I'll let you know when, Sam is actually in Donegal because Brian and Anthony are ahead of us. But everyone keen that we keep on the move because I know that everyone's waiting. Matt Gallagher, if you can make your way up here, we want you as well. No, McCall looking for Matt Gallagher, of course. Matt who's has a business down in Bundoran, but the car actually stopped. I see Brian and Anthony coming back now with the Sam Maguire Cup, and Brian and Anthony are getting into the car. Matt, where are you? They're all still calling, but I see Brian and Anthony coming back, and they're actually getting into a car now to take Sam in by car. The rest of us are still on the team bus here. Everything running a little bit late, as you can understand, but the route has been completely lined all the way between here and Sligo. Every small village, every group of houses, fantastic turnout of people, and great turnout, and people looking for Matt Gallagher making his way to the front now as well. Everybody anxious that Matt gets out there along with Brian and Anthony, and I see people trying to interview both of them. Anthony Molloy being interviewed there ahead of us. It's really hectic here, Tommy. Thousands of people, men, women and children, they're all there welcoming Sam back to Donegal, and what a great moment this is, and it's great to be here bringing it to you live just on the bridge outside Bundoran, and young lads looking up into the bus that they're heroes, of course. The Gardaí are telling them to move because, as Noel McCall said earlier on, we don't want any accidents or anything like that, and it's always a little bit hairy or dangerous with so many children around. Cameras trying to get a shot of what's going on as well. I can tell you there's not much room in this particular bus, but I see PJ Ferguson, a great supporter of A-Rua there as well, trying to clear the way for the bus. We're actually on the move again. The bus is crossing into Donegal. The front part of the bus is, I'm not sure if the The back pile of the bus is in Donegal yet. We're just inching slowly forward all the time. And one or two people trying to get into the bus, one or two people trying to get out of the bus, cameramen trying to get pictures, dramatic pictures here at Bundoran as Sam McGuire comes into Donegal for the first time as the prize for the Donegal senior team won in the All-Ireland final yesterday. And it's all a bit hectic. We're just stopped at the moment, but I can tell you throngs and throngs of people. And, some people trying to get into the bus, others trying to get out. It's all a bit hectic, but I think we're going to try and get on the move. Well, Tommy, I don't know if you can sense just the whole atmosphere that back there in the studio.
You can get it. We're just watching out for it.
Hold on. Well, there we are. Sam's back in Donegal, and
After joining us on the bus here.
sorry.
Well done.
There you are. Fantastic scenes here. Everyone has been very patient, of course. Things running behind time to this stage. I'm not sure what time we're going to get to Donegal Town, but certainly Mícheál Muircheartaigh of RTE is going to have a word here.
I'm on the bridge for the past 2 hours. The atmosphere is fantastic. I hope you'll enjoy it between now and 4 o'clock in the morning. That's the time you'll get to Donegal Town.
Well, that was a famous... We didn't get to be at the very late. I suppose the excitement of yesterday, Brendan, you tend not to sleep anyway.
Well, this is it.
But certainly, when Murray was saying to me early this afternoon, he felt very tired. Then he got refreshed again. But I'm sure they're all going to be very tired. But I have to say, I have to give them great credit. They're trudging in and out of the bus here. There's different stops, as you know, in Sligo, and we've been in Bundoran, now we're in Ballyshannon. They have to get on, get off, get on, get off. But they're very good humoured about the whole situation. But the atmosphere in the bus was coming down, particularly after we left Sligo. I think that they couldn't really believe what they seen before their eyes in Sligo, and then they started to realise what it was going to be like in Donegal. And Tony Boy was saying to me and Barry McGowan, they were amazed at the scenes in Croke Park yesterday. But Tony said to me, "What's it going to be like when we get into Donegal?"
Indeed, what?
Really tremendous.
It's unfolding in front of them now. And even if they're feeling a wee bit tired, I think once they come on or once they come onto the square in Donegal later on in the morning, I think tiredness or whatever else feelings that they have is going to go completely to the one side.
Yeah, well, I think they're aware, of the effort that people have made to come out here tonight to support them. Probably people who were in Ballyshannon yesterday as well, in Dublin yesterday as well, and they're in Bundoran and Ballyshannon and Ballantrae, Donegal Town tonight. So, the players know that they're making a big effort, but they know the spectators and supporters are making a very big effort as well, because it is the early hours of the morning. It's turned 12:30 now, and it's just fantastic. And of course, fathers and mothers out with their kids, and really it's a carnival atmosphere. I think you can possibly just hear the cheering in the background there. And
it's amazing how many people are still with us, Charlie. There's loads of stuff coming on here, wishing he's all about. Well, tell you what, I don't know what key Margot's singing in now. I'm not well sure, but I suppose.
Nobody's too worried, Brendan, I can tell you.
I know it's not in the same key as that horn that's blowing in the background, anyway.
That's Francie Marley. He's just behaving himself terribly here tonight. He's a terrible scoundrel.
Oh, say no more about that.
Anthony Molloy is just keeping a very close eye on the radio here now. I'm not sure what he's supposed to do with it, but I wouldn't mess about with him. He's a big man.
Tell him to stay well away from it, anyway, because the last time I met Anthony Molloy, believe it was in the bedroom of a person in Kilreen and Glenties.
Oh, no, but I don't want to hear
No, you're getting this all wrong, so you're. I should have said that right the first way round. But a very good friend of his.
Well, I hope it was a good friend of his in the bedroom.
It was a he. Come back, for God's sake.
That's no consolation.
Oh my God. Seamus, I better say Seamus Quinn quickly, like to ring a bell with the name there, for God's sake, or I'll be killed. Seamus Quinn.
Anthony, did you never hear telephone things right?
Why, but...
Come here, Anthony. Over here. You're beside me.
I'm great.
Quinn, does that ring a bell with you?
You'd be bothered there for beginning to break sweat over the point of my nose there, like
I'll tell you, the next time you meet Molloy, take a wide there, turned him anyway, Maxwell.
That ship is all the way about, you know. Definitely should.
You want Margot? These girls are putting under pressure here. Terrible pressure behind for Margot.
Hey,
What? Hey,
what's us?
Matt Collar is giving out, but you're nothing new about that, Brendan. Don't worry.
We'll get a song on for him later on. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Well, listen, we're going to blast you with Margot then before you hit Ballantrae, right?
Right, keep her live. These boys will join him singing here.
Right, then here we go.
Tony Ryan's going to lead the chorus here.
We're away then.
Okay.
Here we go.
In his shawl to Donegal.
Let's get here.
Here walking